Hey, Shalom. We'll get started here in just a few moments. All right. Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Chakadash. That's all praise to the Heavenly Father. His true name in Hebrew is Yahweh. In his son's name, who the world entered and called Jesus Christ, real name in Hebrew is Yahushua. Also give praises, honor, and glory unto the Yahweh Chakadash, the Holy Spirit, which is the force and entity that makes this edification possible. I want to say shalom to you sincere Akim wa Akwaf, that you brothers and sisters make your bodies a living sacrifice on a daily basis in this wicked and adulterous generation. Also want to give double honors unto our beloved apostle and elders, great millstone, who taught us the truth and who rule well. All right, I'm the brother Osman Wath here from the Great Millstone Dallas camp. All right, coming back this morning, okay, through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Shai. To go back, we're going to complete the book of Psalms, the 105th chapter. All right, we went through verses, I believe, 22 through 37 yesterday. All right, so we're going to complete it today, Lord willing. All right, Psalms 105, verses 38 through 45. And as you can read the title, it says, the providence of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua towards Yasharahla. Right, and Yasharahla, of course, is Israel. All right, the providence of the Lord towards Yasharahla. And before we get into it, I want to get this word providence here in the online etymology dictionary real quick. Let's see. And shalom to you, Akim wa Akwaf, tuning in this morning. And Barakar to Wab, wa Yahweh Shema Shabbarakathon. And Lord willing, this will be edifying and exhorting unto the Lord's elect out there. All right, so this word providence on the online etymology dictionary, it says foresight. This is the noun use of it. It says foresight, prudent anticipation, timely care. Timely care or preparation. Yeah, and hey, that's heavy. I didn't see that earlier. But it says timely care. And, this is how the Lord, cares for us, and with timely care, okay, at the right time. He may not come, okay, when you expect him, okay, or when you want, okay, but he comes at the right time. What is that? Makes me think about this scripture here. We're going to go back to this definition, but that word made me think about this here. I believe it's, let's see, it's, must be Psalms 46, I believe. Let's see. Yep. This is Psalms chapter 46, in verse 1. It says, our power, Salakia, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, is our refuge, a strength, a very present help in trouble. Let's see, is that the one I want? That's a good one. That's definitely a good one, because that's that timely care. He's our help when we need him the most, when we're in trouble. All right. Man, there's another one. Salakia. But that's the point, timely care. So continue to read this definition. It says, scrolling down here, it says providence, usually capitalized. It says the Most High as a beneficent caretaker of his creatures. You see? And that's Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, man. Okay, he's the caretaker of his creatures. All right, of the nation of Israel. You see, it says, well, all of his creation. But in this context, in this lesson, as we're going into this latter section of the Psalms, going into the Most High's providence of how he delivered us from our oppression, from ancient Egypt, and he guided over us, through that experience, and all the way through the wilderness, and bring us to the land. All right, it says, says the Most High's beneficent care guardianship or guidance. And who was that guardian? Okay, that guardianship that took care of us, it was Yasharahla, that angel, you see, that led us in the way. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Psalms chapter 105 and verse 38. And yesterday we were going into those 10 plagues that the Lord was smiting Egypt with. And now we're at the point to where the Lord, okay, is delivering us. Psalms 105 and verse 38, it says, Egypt was glad when they departed, for the fear of them fell upon them. Let's read that again. It says, Egypt was glad when they departed. Yeah, of course they were glad, because they understood the reason why, okay, all that hell and turmoil and all those plagues and pestilence was coming upon them was because they had the Most High's chosen people. You see, this is Exodus chapter 12 in verse 38. It says, let's see, is it 38? Give me 1 second. 33, Salakia. Exodus chapter 12 and verse 33. It says, and the Egyptians were urgent upon the people, meaning they was hastening us to get out their land. It says that they might send them forth, so that they might send them out of the land in haste. For they said, we be all dead men. You see? Right, because what did the Lord just do? Okay, just a few prior verses. All right, that's when the Lord has smote all the firstborn of everything living, of cattle, beast, man. You see? So going back to Psalms 105 verse 38, Egypt was glad when they departed, for the fear of them fell upon them. That's right. You see, that fear and dread and terror, okay, of us, which ultimately, came by the way of that death angel, which was Yasharahla. It fell upon those Egyptians, man. See, and the same thing is going to happen in these times. All right, the Lord's about to he's about to run through this place for the controversy of his people. Okay, starting with the elect, and the fear and terror and dread, okay, of us. Well, chiefly of Yasharahla, okay, and his dealings, for the controversy of his people is going to fall upon these heathens, man. Let me grab this in Exodus chapter 15, the Song of Moses. Exodus chapter 15, and Exodus 15 and verse, let's start right here, verse 14. It says, the people shall hear and be afraid. Sorrow shall take hold on the inhabitants of Palestine. Then the dukes of Edom shall be amazed. The mighty men of Moab, trembling shall take hold upon them. All the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away. You see, and this is speaking about these times right here, man. All right, there's the Song of Moses. It wasn't just speaking about what happened back then, but it was also prophesying about the days that we're about to shortly see. All right, come to pass. It says, then the dukes of Edom shall be amazed. And this makes me think about Numbers 24 chapter. And it speaks about that star coming out of Jacob, and it's going to smite the corners of Moab and Sheth and Amalek and Esau or Edom. All right, Moab. So it says, then the dukes of Edom shall be amazed, the mighty men of Moab, trembling shall take hold upon them. All the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away. Fear and dread, see, check this out. Fear and dread shall fall upon them by the greatness of thine arm. They shall be as still as a stone. All right, I mean, I'm sure, some of us have been in situations, that may have scared the shit out of you. You just lock up, you don't know what to do. Well, imagine, seeing, the King of Kings, crack through the sky, with millions upon millions of angels accompanying him. Fires coming out the chariots, all right? Earth is shaking, you see? So it says, fear and dread shall fall upon them by the greatness of thy arm. Oh, this makes me think about Micah. We'll grab that here in a second. They shall be as still as a stone till thy people pass over. O Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, till the people pass over, which thou hast purchased. Yeah, and until we pass over the Red Sea, and in these times until we, are caught up, You see, pass over Babylon the Great, man. All right, in the form of that fathership. Revelation 15 chapter. And we're going to sing the same song. All right, but let me grab this in Micah. It came to mind as we were reading that. Because these nations are about to be scared shitless, man. All right, once Yasharahla pulls up and invades his place with his troops. That's what we're waiting on. We're waiting to get picked up. All right? We're waiting to get picked up, man. But there's a code of conduct, okay, as we wait that we got to live by. This is Micah chapter 7 and verse 15 in the NLT. Yes, says the Lord Yahweh Bashim, I will do mighty miracles for you. Ooh, see, that's what we need to be expecting, man. All right, we know, Esau's about to come down with great wrath. We know it's about to be a lot of shit, a lot of evils and calamities. But we also have to remember that the Lord, he's a perfect balanced power, man. All right. So just as, many evils are going to come, many miracles are going to come. So he says, I will do mighty miracles for you like those I did when I rescued you from slavery in Egypt. See? And we're reading about, this slavery, this experience that we had in Egypt right here in Psalms 105. Okay, going into this abridged version of it. All right. And, there's a reason why, once again, the psalmists, often, went in different, time periods in history and wrote about it, gave an abridged version about it. So we can, that's why the Lord says, remember the former things of old, so we can understand that he doesn't change. And the same way he always have been, a caretaker, okay, a guardian, okay, watching over us. He's going to continue to do the same things in these times, especially when we need him the most. In a time of trouble such as never was since there's a nation. So let's read this again. Micah 7 and 15. NLT. Yes, says the Lord, Yahweh Bashim, I will do mighty miracles for you, like those I did when I rescued you from slavery in Egypt. Check this out. All the nations of the world, including Russia, just throwing that out there, man. All the nations of the world will stand amazed at what Yahweh Bashim will do for you. They will be embarrassed at their feeble power. You see? Why? Because, like it says in Isaiah, the 31st chapter, speaks about how their horses are flesh. You see, but the Lord's horses is spirit. Speaking about, their aircraft carriers. You see, versus the Lord's chariots, man. Okay, the Lord, first and foremost, the Lord gave this man that technology, but it has nothing upon, the technology of the chariots, man. You see, that's ran and operated off the spirit. You see? So it says they will be embarrassed at their feeble power. They will cover their mouths in silent awe. And that's why when you read in 2 Ezra the 13th chapter, they're going to be scared to fight, but they yet durst fight, man. The Lord's going to put a spirit upon them to make them fight, but they're not going to, anybody in their right mind is not going to want to fight, okay, what's coming up on the earth. And the elites know this, man. You see, they know what's coming. Why do you think that they're gearing up for the Space Force? Oh, and just a side note, I was watching this, what was it? It was either a TikTok or a YouTube video last week, and lo and behold, you got Eve on the Space Force. I had screenshotted it when I was watching it, and I saw on her army, suit or whatever, it said Space Force. It had her last name on it, and it had Space Force. I'm like, God damn, man, Eve is everywhere. Eve is on the space, but she gonna be fighting against Yahweh Bashim. You see? But anyway, says they will be embarrassed at their feeble power. They will cover their mouths in silent awe, deaf to everything around them. It says, like snakes crawling from their holes, they will come out to meet the Lord Yahweh, our power. They will fear him greatly, trembling in terror at his presence. You see that? So, yeah, it's going to happen again, just like it did in ancient Egypt, man. Those Egyptians knew, man, they had nothing against, okay, that angel, which was Yahweh Shah. They had nothing against the power, okay, that our Lord was, the power of salvation that the Lord was working for us, man. You see? So let's go back here to Psalms 105 and verse 38 again. It says, Egypt was glad when they departed, for the fear of them fell upon them. Verse 39, he spread a cloud for a covering, and fire to give light in the day. Yeah, now it's the chariot. During the daytime, okay, the Lord will, lead us by, the cloud of a pillar of smoke. And during the night, he'll give us the pillar of fire, to lead us. All right, that was the chariot, man. The chariot was always there. All right, and that was Yasharahla. As a matter of fact, let me get that. Well, I'll hold that. We'll get that later on, because we're gonna go back into it. Psalms 105 and verse 40 says, "The people asked, and he brought quails, and satisfied them with the bread of heaven." Yeah, and this is why we entitled the lesson what we entitled it: "The Providence of the Lord towards Yasharahla," man. All right. So the Lord has always been that beneficent caretaker for us, man. Okay, whatever we needed, he took care of it for us. This is I want to get this in Wisdom of Solomon real quick. Wisdom of Solomon 16 in the GNT. We'll start right here in verse 20. And the title says, "The Israelites received manna to eat." You can read about it, of course, in what is that? Exodus, the 16th chapter, and Numbers, the 11th chapter. But here in Wisdom of Solomon, it gives a little bit more details about some of the events that happened, during the time of Egypt and in the wilderness. So I'm gonna get this real quick. Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 20 in the GNT. It says, "But this disaster did not strike your people." Why? Because the Lord, he kept us safe from those plagues and pestilences. Even though it was fucking those Egyptians up, he kept his people safe while we were dwelling in the land of Goshen. And that's going to be the case for the Lord's elect here. As we're in, like Yahushua said, "I pray not that you should take them out of the world, but you shall keep them from the evil." As we're here in this spiritual Egypt, okay, well, hey, we're going to be protected as we're in this spiritual Goshen. Everything's spiritual. All right. Everything's spiritual, man. All right. We're just in a different location. All right. But we're dealing with the same power, and he doesn't change. He's always going to preserve his elect. All right. Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 20 in GNT. "But this disaster did not strike your people. Instead, you gave them the food of angels." Yeah, because, it was, given to us by angels, the manna. All right, which, that word manna means, what is this? Or what is it? That's the question that our people was asking when the Lord was, dropping it out of the sky. Like, what is this? You see? And that's how this truth is looked towards, from our people. What is it? What is this? But this is the bread from heaven. Okay, this is Yahushua giving us himself, man, in the form of his word. All right, but this time he hid the manna. What is that? Revelation, the 2nd chapter. "To him that overcometh, to him will I give, the right to eat, the hidden manna." See, that word hidden means cryptos, which, that's where you get that word like cryptocurrency, meaning something that's not well known, something that's not obvious to the public. You see? And the Lord's so cold that he has his truth, publicized, but yet it's still not obvious to the public. And people that may, have some type of knowledge about it, they have the sentiment as, what is this? What are y'all doing? You see? Hey, we're eating the hidden manna, man. We're being fed. This is Wisdom of Solomon 16 and verse 20 again in GNT. "But this disaster did not strike your people. Instead, you gave them the food of angels. From heaven, you sent down bread that was ready to eat." Yeah, man, we got to believe that. He's going to do the same thing in these times, man. Okay, brother, may have gone, 2, 3, 4 days without eating. He kept his faith in Yahweh Bashim Shah. Okay, and just all of a sudden, okay, the Lord just dropped some food out the sky for you, man. You see? That's going to happen. I'm not going to say it might happen. No, it will happen. All right? And the Lord, he can, hey, man, we can't put limits on him, He's omnipotent. He could do whatever he wants to do. It says, "From heaven you sent down bread that was ready to eat, and they did not have to prepare it." It says, "The food you gave delighted everyone, no matter what his taste." So, no matter, what the taste you had, that you wanted to eat, it delighted you. Let's continue to read. "All this showed how lovingly you care for your children." See, providence. As we got that word earlier, that word providence, what does it say? It says the Most High's beneficent care or guardianship All right, the Most High as being a beneficent caretaker of his creatures, man. The Lord's going to continue to care for his people, man, for the elect. Okay, we're going to continue to put emphasis upon that, because 2/3, man, they're going to suffer famine. They're going to die. All right, and they need to. All right, so they could be born back in the kingdom all righteous, but here on this side, okay, for the Lord's elect, okay, that's going to be in the midst of this turmoil, in the midst of famine, midst of plagues and pestilences. The Lord is going to continue to take care of them, man, just as he's doing now. We're getting our daily bread right now in the spirit, okay, and in the flesh, you know. The Lord is still taking care of us, man. All right, it says the food you gave delighted everyone, no matter what his taste. All this showed how lovingly you care for your children. That food satisfied the desire of everyone who ate it. It was changed to suit each person's taste. You see? Hold on, give me 1 second. This is the job trying to hit me up. Give me 1 second. So, all right, we should be back on. So let's read this one more time. It says, that food satisfied the desire of everyone who ate it. It was changed to suit each person's taste. You see? So no matter what you had a taste for, okay, well, that manna, the Lord had it to where that manna, it suited your taste. Like whatever your taste buds crave. If you crave some chicken, okay, it tasted like chicken. If you crave, some lamb, it tasted like lamb. You see? Hey, that's cold, man. You see? So the Lord gonna take care of us, and we're gonna be eating good. We're gonna be eating good. Abaratazal, we're those chosen spirits. All right, but we know that he's gonna take care of his elect, man. All right, so let's go back here to Psalms 105. Psalms 105 and verse 39. It says, so like in verse 40, it says, the people asked, and he brought quails. Yeah, and with those quails, they asked those quails according to their lusts. You see, because we were supposed to just be content with the manna, but Jake wanted more. They was lusting after the dainties and flesh of Egypt. We want to go back to Egypt because there we ate flesh by the bowlfuls, man. You see, because I remember Elder Pastor Hart said this statement a few weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, but nonetheless, he has said, one thing about the Egyptian empire, they're just like America. They'll feed the shit out of you. Like, you could eat there, but you go and work, Egypt was known for feeding their slaves very well, and Jake was missing that, when the Lord delivered us from Egypt. Jake was missing those particular, dainty meats, the fish, you best believe they was eating chicken, the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks. Jake was missing all that, So they asked quail, of the Lord, according to their lust in the wilderness, and that provoked the Lord. You see, and he gave it to him. He had rained down quail. You could read the account. I believe it was like in let me see. I think it was like Numbers, the 11th chapter. But nonetheless, he gave them so much quail to where he made them eat it until it came out their nose and ears, man. You see? Yeah, man. So you gotta be careful what you ask for, because the Lord will give it to you. He'll give it to you so much to the point to where your lust will kill you. Yeah, here we go. Numbers 11 and verse 33. Let's start at verse 32. It says, and the people, I want to get it in an NLT because it's going to mention some dimensions, or not dimensions, but the measurement of how high the quail was stacked. You see, the Lord overdid it, man, and he made them niggas eat all of it. All right. So all these niggas, asking, all these niggas in the church asking for things according to their lust. Oh, the Lord's going to give it to you. That's going to be the death of you, man. You see? Numbers 11 and verse 32. Why? Because we're supposed to be content with what we have right now, And this is a message for us. Be content with the manna. Be content with this word. Don't be trying to do too much. Don't be trying to, ask for things according to your lust. I believe the book of James, the 4th chapter, speaks about that, asking for things according to your lust, man. That provokes the Lord. We're supposed to be grateful for what we already have, We're not lacking anything over here, man. All right, Numbers 11 and verse 31 in the NLT. It says, now the Lord Yahweh sent a wind that brought quail from the sea and let them fall all around the camp. For miles in every direction there were quail flying about 3 feet above the ground. So the people went out and caught quail all that day and throughout the night and all the next day too. No one gathered less than 50 bushels. Let's see how much 50 bushels. Okay, 10 homers. Let's see. I want to see how much 1 bushel is. Okay, bushel is an imperial and U.S. customary unit of volume based upon an earlier measure of dry capacity. Okay, 8 gallons. So one bushel is a dry 8 gallons, 8 dry gallons. So it says no one gathered less than 50 bushels, meaning less than 50. Okay, 50 times 8. Give me 1 second. 400. Wow. So, so you had, bro, that's like, 800, in terms of gallons, because that's how much a bushel is. So in terms of gallons, so yeah, 400 gallons, man, of quail just stacked up, that they had to eat. It says they spread the quail all around the camp to dry. But while they were gorging themselves on the meat, while it was still in their mouths, the anger of the Lord. So the Lord was hearing all that smacking. Man, these ungrateful ass niggas, okay? While it was still in their mouths, the anger of the Lord blazed against the people, and he struck them with a severe plague. So that place was called Kibroth Ha-Tavah, which means graves of gluttony, because there they buried the people who craved meat from Egypt. Yeah, and this was actually that mixed multitude, that came along with us. You see, and a lot of these Christians will try to make a case. Oh, well, the Lord, y'all had mixed multitudes, yeah, but he killed them. You see, he killed them right here. So yeah, let's go back. Psalms chapter 105 and verse 40 says, the people asked, and he brought quails, and he satisfied them with the bread of heaven. Yeah, he was satisfying us with that manna. You see, and whatever we had the taste for, as we just read in Wisdom of Solomon. Okay, he made that manna taste like it. Verse 41, he opened the rock, and the waters gushed out. They ran in the dry places like a river. Yep, was that Numbers the 20th chapter? When Moses had struck the rock, and it had gushed out water. See, to give us and our beasts drink in that wilderness. And we understand that rock was Yasharahla spiritually. The Apostle Paul speaks about that. Let's get that real quick. 1 Corinthians 10. And once again, Yasharahla, he's the manna. Okay, he's the rock. It's giving us water. He's the light. He's the covering, the protection, the cloud. All right, he's everything. 1 Corinthians 10 and 1. Moreover, brethren, I will not that you should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea. And this is, of course, proof that who Paul was, speaking to, here in 1 and 2 Corinthians. Those that he was addressing at the church of Corinth. These were Israelites. He said all of our fathers. All right, verse 2. And were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea. And all did eat the same spiritual meat. Yeah, the manna. And all did drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them. And that rock was Hamashiach Yahawashai. You see? So going back to here, Psalms 105 and verse 41. So like in verse 42. For he remembered his holy promise and Abraham, his servant. Yeah, that's right. That's why the Lord was taking care of us, man, because there was a few moments where he wanted to just, do away with us. You see? But he remembered, his promise that he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He told Abraham in Genesis, the 15th chapter, know of a surety that your seed is going to serve 400 years. Let's get that real quick. Genesis 15 and verse 13. Says, and he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs. Speaking about the land of Ham, Egypt. In a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge and afterward they shall come out with great substance. You see, and that's what this section of the psalm has been going into. Okay, the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, dwelling in the land of Egypt. Okay, under a harsh, rigorous rule, and then the Lord delivered us. Verse 15, and thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace, and thou shalt be buried in a good old age. But in the fourth generation they shall come hither again, meaning come back to the land, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. You see, and that's when the Lord, eventually rose up, Joshua, to lead the way to bring us into the land of promise. Once that generation came up on the scene, that fourth generation. So let's continue to read here in Psalms 105 and verse 43. It says, and he brought forth his chosen, he brought forth his people with joy, and his chosen with gladness, and gave them the lands of the heathen, and they inherited the labor of the people. You see, at that right time in that chosen generation, okay, that fourth generation after the iniquity of the Amorites, the Canaanites, and the Hittites, all those ites, those Hamites, after their measure was fulfilled. You see, that's when the Lord calls us to come into the land to receive that promise. Let's grab this real quick in Exodus 23rd chapter, and we'll start here at the 22nd verse. Let's see. I'm gonna get it here in the NLT, Exodus 22. So like Exodus 23 and 22 in the NLT. It says, but if you are careful to obey him, following all my instructions, speaking about the angel, which is Yasharahla, then I will be an enemy to your enemies, and I will oppose those who oppose you. Yeah, speaking about, those Canaanites that we're about to come up against. All right, it says, for my angel will go before you and bring you into the land of the Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Canaanites, Hivites, and Jebusites, so you may live there, and I will destroy them completely. You must not worship the gods of these nations, or serve them in any way, or imitate their evil practices. Instead, and you can read about some of those practices in Wisdom of Solomon, the 12th chapter that they were doing. The most odious, workers of witchcraft, men slayers, children slayers, drinking blood. There's all different types of, witchcraft and sorcery, man. All right. So the Lord, uprooted them out of the land, okay, by the hand of his people, and put us in there. It says, instead, you must utterly destroy them and smash their sacred pillars. It says, you must serve only Yahweh your power. If you do, I will bless you with food and water, and I will protect you from illness. There will be no miscarriages or infertility in your land. See, and this also proves, man, women not having children, that's a curse. Being infertile, And see, we live in an age and generation now to where, women take pride in that. They take pride in having no children, man. There ain't nothing to be prideful of. See, it says there will be no miscarriages or infertility in your land. I will give you long, full lives. I will send my terror ahead of you and create panic among all the people whose lands you invade. I will make your enemies turn and run. I will send terror ahead of you to drive out the Hivites, Canaanites, and Hittites. Check this out, verse 29, because as we were just reading Psalms 105, it spoke about how he gave us their land and we inherited the labor of the people. What does that mean? We inherited their labor. Of course, yeah, we took them as slaves, but also, we didn't drive them out all at once. So until we multiplied as a nation enough to where we can actually, dwell in the land. So in the meanwhile, while they were still living in the land, they were upkeeping it, keeping the the vegetation, the plants, the crops, making sure that the upkeep of the city is good. So once the Lord, puts us in that land, everything is already paved out for us. You see? So verse 29, but I will not drive them out in a single year, because the land will become desolate and the wild animals will multiply and threaten you. You see? So just, if the Lord was there to drive all those, Canaanites out of the land, prematurely, would then, the teeth of wild beasts will come and overtake us, man, because they weren't, those people, they weren't eating them or keeping them back or anything, keeping them restrained. So everything was at a calculative measure or time, if you will. So it says, because the land will become desolate and the wild animals would multiply and threaten you, I will drive them out. I will drive them out a little at a time until your population has increased enough to take possession of the land. And I will fix your boundaries from the Red Sea to the Mediterranean Sea, and from the eastern wilderness to the Euphrates River. And this is that land allotment that he promised Abram, from the Nile River to Euphrates in Genesis the 15th chapter. I will hand over to you the people now living in the land. See? For what? For slaves. You see? So yeah, man, it's a lawful thing, for Israelites to have slaves. That's what you other nations were created for. Y'all weren't created just to, just roam around the earth, just do whatever you want to do. To eat chitlins and frog legs and rats. You see? And worship, Buddha. That's not why you other nations were created. You see? The only reason why y'all live in a time of your lives right now is because the sons of God, we're on the bottom. But in a normal world, as the Lord, created it to be, y'all were created to be handed over unto us as possessions, man. All right, and we put your ass to work. And that's what's about to happen. And y'all know it. All right, that's why Psalms the 2nd chapter says what it say. Psalms the 83rd chapter as well. And I can't wait, man. All right, it says, I will hand over to you the people now living in the land, and you will drive them out ahead of you. Check this out. Make no treaties with them or their gods. And this is where we fucked up at. All right, we made covenants with these nations, man, and their gods, worshiping their gods. So that's why the Lord kicked us out the land. All right, it says, they must not live in your land, or they will cause you to sin against me. If you serve their gods, you will be caught in the trap of idolatry. And Jake, yeah, we got caught in the trap, man. Some of our, best kings, King Solomon got caught in the trap of idolatry, through making, covenants, with the heathen by, marrying, heathen women instead of taking them as concubines. He pretty much, he went too far with those heathen women, and he allowed their influence and their gods to, to seep through, his, his rule. And we just been at a downward spiral ever since. But now, through the second man, Adam, Solomon as well, he's getting everything back in order. All right, so let's finish this out. Psalms 105 and verse 44. And he gave them the lands of the heathen, and they inherited the labor of the people, that they might observe his statutes and keep his laws. Praise ye Yahweh Bashmal Shai. That's right. That's why the Lord gave us that land, so he can uproot the wicked doers out of that land. Those 7 Canaanite nations, and plant his people in that land to keep the law, statutes, commandments, man, and to be a light. To be a light unto these other nations. Let me get this real quick. What is it? Second Ezra's, the GMT. Yeah, the 3rd chapter, I believe. Give me 1 second. Second Ezra 3. And let's see. Give me 1 second. Let me find this. Maybe Second Ezra 2. Okay, here we go. Let's see, is this fell into sin, everlasting covenant. Man, where's it at? So give me 1 second. It's not 5. Here, I'm in a different Bible, so let me turn to my regular Bible. Here's this part. Okay. It speaks about a worthy colony. Okay, that may be, that actually may be Wisdom of Solomon. Worthy colony. Yep, okay, Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 17. Let's see what that's saying in GNT. All right, it's a lot here. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12 and verse 7 in the GNT. Okay, yeah. We'll start at verse 3. It says, you hated and this is the title of it. It says, the sins of the Canaanites. You hated the people who lived in your holy land long ago. And this is speaking about the Canaanites, because they did horrible things. They practiced magic and conducted unholy worship. Yeah, and this is where Esau gets all of his wicked ideas for his witchcraft and sorceries. He gets it all from the Canaanites, man. You know? And this is why right underneath the Edomites in the kingdom of heaven, you Canaanites, y'all gonna be right underneath Esau. You know, that's why it says for Canaanites not gonna be in the house of the Lord, man. They're gonna be at the bottom of bottom forever. You see, Esau's gonna be done away with, but you Canaanites, y'all still gonna be around, after Esau is eliminated after that 1,000 years. Okay, but you Canaanites, y'all gonna be the lowest in the kingdom of heaven after him. It says, you hated the people who lived in your holy land long ago, because they did horrible things. They practiced magic and conducted unholy worship. They killed children without mercy. Sounds familiar? The double P. Okay. It says they killed children without mercy and ate the flesh and blood of human beings. They do the same things now. These Edomites, man. This is where they learn from. Esau studies, these different cultures and these different, cults and religions, these heathen nations, that, the ancient, way of doing things. Esau studies, man, because they actually do summon up demons, like this whole AI push, man, Esau pushing for AI. That's really him summoning demons, man. I was watching, a video that Elder Arianaza down here, great Millstone, Dallas, he did going into who was that, Noah Yuval Harari, and basically he had said that AI is about to rewrite the Bible, and correct all the mistakes that the Bible has. You see, that goes to show you, man, this man is satanic, but ain't nobody saying nothing about it. You Christians not saying nothing about it. A lot of you other Israelite camps, y'all not saying nothing about it. But this is literally the man that's seeing that work, man. And why is it just the Bible? How come y'all not? How come, he didn't say AI is going to rewrite the Quran or the Book of the Dead? You see? That goes to show you, man, that this Bible is true. And you goddamn devils know it. You see? But you don't like the Bible. Why? Because it condemns you. You know that you're the Edomites. And you're about to go in slavery. You didn't get the birthright. And you crying. All right? You hurt. It says, verse 5, Wisdom Solomon 12 and 5 in the GNT. They killed children without mercy and ate the flesh of blood and human beings. They were initiated into secret rituals in which parents murdered their own defenseless children. It was your will for our ancestors to destroy these people. You see? Yeah, man. It says, so that the land which you consider the most precious of all lands, okay, the land of Israel from the Nile to Euphrates, would be a suitable home for your people. See? Planting a worthy colony. When you read in the KJV, it says the land which thou esteemest above all other might receive a worthy colony of the Most High's children. You see? And that's what the Lord's about to do. Okay, because right now you don't have a worthy colony over there. You got those wall humpers and small hatters. Okay, sucking, little baby, phalluses, sucking the blood. That's a part of their religion, man. Over there, the small hatters, as they, worship out the Talmud. That's a part of it, man. Is baby oral circumcision, man. You see, that's the same shit that the Canaanites was doing. So the Lord's gonna, bomb those little bastards up. And he's going to plant a worthy colony in it. Okay, the true children of Israel, man. So-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Yep. So yeah, that's the point. That completes Psalms 105. Let me see what the brothers put up. I'm just going to get like maybe one or two because I got to get on this job. Beautiful. Brother Tazadat Daan Ban Yahweh 144K put up Isaiah 26:10. Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness, he will, like it says, he will deal unjustly and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. Yeah, and who's the wicked? Esau, Edom. And what was that favor shown unto him? The Lord giving him a blessing, giving him, okay, the fatness in the earth and the dew of heaven. All right, and he's in the land. You see, that's why it says, in the land of uprightness, he will deal unjustly. Okay, he's in the land of uprightness. He's in the land of Yasharahla or Yasharahla. Okay, he's in our land, but he's not dealing uprightly. There's a lot of wickedness and satanic occult meetings and rituals that go on over there, man. Okay, happy parades. All right, just all different types of just debauchery, man. All right, so this is why there's only one solution, and that's missiles. All right, so let's get one more. The brother Kazak Ban Yahweh put up Baruch chapter 2 and verse 34, and I will bring them again into the land which I promised with the oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yeah, that's right, man, because as we just read how the Lord planted us in that land at first, well, we didn't have possession of it very long. See, the heathens, they've had possession of our chosen land, of our promised land, longer than we had, man. You see? So you mean to tell me that I was just Abraham had to go through all that hell and, you know, that was just it? That's it? No, man, we're about to come into the fulfillment, of that promise. Abraham, as a matter of fact, Abraham's faith, okay, was what? Hebrews 11. Let's get this real quick. This is what he hoped in. He hoped in a everlasting kingdom. See, what is that talking about? The kingdom of heaven. Hebrews 11 and verse 8. By faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed. And he went out not knowing whither he went. By faith, he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. Check this out. For he looked for a city which hath foundations, whose builder and maker is the Most High. See, that's the kingdom of heaven. That's going to be right here on earth. That's what his faith was in, you see. So yeah, man, that's what we're about to come into fulfillment of. So read this again, Baruch 2 and 34. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it. See, masters. You see, the sons of God, okay, we're going to be masters of that land. Okay, underneath, the Lord of Lords, which is Yahweh Shah. Okay, and every man his own order. And we're going to have jurisdiction. The Lord's going to give us power. You see? It says, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. Yeah, how's he going to increase us? Okay, it's going to be repopulation in the kingdom through the act of sex. You see? That's how you increase people up on the earth, man. All right, for you simple as, Jakes, man. Man, we ain't going to be having sex in the kingdom. Man, come on, bro. It says, verse 35, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power. That's a new covenant. And they shall be my people. And I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them. That's right, because we're not going to be provoking them. We're going to be in new bodies. We're going to always be doing his will. So he's always going to be pleased, always going to be blessing us. We're about to receive Deuteronomy 28 verses 1 through 14 forever. You see? All right, so yeah, man, hey, that's the point. I have to water for these scriptures, Akim. All right, the water. Yeah. It's just, I hate thinking what they do to babies. It's just extremely wicked and disgusting. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yep, that's why the Lord's about to get rid of those bastards, man. All right, they are the root cause of every problem and turmoil and situation we go through every day. They're the reason why you got to pay for fucking air to put in your tire, man. That should piss you off, But that's the point, Lord willing, this was edifying. Till next time, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Chakodash. I want to give double honor to our beloved apostle, Elder Great Millstone, Mawaf Lababal, Shalom.